The president called this a hoax publicly. Nothing in the briefing that we have just received led me to believe it is a hoax. There may be different judgments as to the level of credibility, but there was no assertion that the information we had was a hoax. I thought this briefing was...
But the right people to give the briefing really were not in the room. We need to hear from the heads of the intelligence agencies about how they assess the allegations that have been made publicly. What can they tell us about the truth or falsity of these allegations? What can they tell us about steps they are undertaking or have undertaken to vet any information that they may have? In my view, the right people were not in the room to give us the kind of briefing that we needed to get.
But by the intel community itself. And
as we look at these allegations, number one, the President of the United States should not be inviting Russia into the G7 or G8. We should be considering what sanctions are appropriate to further deter Russia's malign activities, not further ingratiating Russia into the community of civilized nations. And I find it inexplicable in light of these very public allegations that the President hasn't come before the country and assured the American people that he will get to the bottom of whether Russians are putting a bounty on the heads of American troops, and that he will do everything in his power to make sure that we protect American troops. I do not understand for a moment why the President isn't saying this to the American people right now and is relying on, I don't know, I haven't heard, I haven't been briefed. That's just not excusable. His responsibility as Commander-in-Chief is to protect our troops. And I shared the concern at the White House today that I think many of us have, which is there may be a reluctance to brief the President on things he doesn't want to hear. And that may be more true with respect to Putin and Putin's Russia than with respect to any other subject matter. Many of us do not understand his affinity for that autocratic ruler who means our nation ill. And so if there's a problem with being willing to brief the President on intelligence he doesn't want to hear, that's a problem for our entire nation's security.
Are advantageous to Russia or can be perceived as such.